24 started. I'm first chair, I'm Elena Klatici, and I'm glad to introduce the second chair.
Good morning, my name is Johannes David from the Philippines.
I want to remind you, please respect the time, respect the speakers, dear time, and no pictures, no videos. Let's start. The first speaker, our first speech, Dr. Sofra, please. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We're going to be talking today about hair growth and skin repair and from skin disorders and rejuvenation, of course. And this is different technologies, novel technologies, and now what causes hair loss? As I have my Rapunzel cartoon there, you know, did somebody pull your hair? And the main thing that is associated with hair loss is metabolism. And there's a lot of articles that have written that give you the metabolism and how. Another very important contribution for the hair loss is nutrition. So zinc deficiency, B12 deficiency, all these are basically will cause hair loss. Biotin deficiency will also cause hair loss. So nutrition is very important, but the most important thing for hair loss, like everything else, aging, disease, is inflammation. And there is a lot of articles of how inflammation, not only inflammation because of physical reasons, but also psychological reasons that creates inflammations in the body, creates hair loss, and there have been a lot of articles about alopecia and females and males. So hair loss and inflammation, when you have inflammation, for example, bowel syndrome, other inflammation, hair loss is accompanying those disorders. So inflammation is central there. Now, what is the treatments for hair loss? There is a lot of laser treatments that are stating that they can do hair revival, and I have looked at a lot of these articles. In some of these articles, they're combining things. So they have the laser, like a fractional laser, and they have the minoxidil as well. And if you look at the results, there is not much difference when you use just the laser or when you use the combined, or when you use just the other treatment. So there is not that much difference, which does not make kind of the laser treatment appear all that powerful for hair growth. Now, the other problem with this research is that a lot of these articles are written by people that have been financed by the laser company. So it's a sponsored kind of article. And a lot of these are on animal models, and the significance is the most important thing that you need to look at. So when you look at the study, just because it's published is not enough. What you need to look is if it's sponsored, who paid for it, and the number two, significance, and whether it's animal, of course, or human. Is there a place for lasers? Yes, it's for hair removal. Lasers are fantastic for the hair removal process. As you can see here, for example, I have 4 slides, and you can see on the first slide how the hair follicles were completely destroyed. That means hair is not going to grow back. So you have hair in unwanted places. You do need a laser treatment, and that is very significantly useful. Now, another treatment that they use for hair growth is radiofrequency. And I have a study here, before and after, and I'm not sure if you can see a difference. I was counting the hair, and I did not see that much difference, but maybe it's a slide. The results were supposedly significant, but I'm not sure how they found the significance. And again, you have to look at all this when you're analyzing studies, because that's, as doctors, this is your research. You want to find what can produce the results you want. Inflammation causes hair loss, like we said previously, and radiofrequency causes inflammation. So there is kind of a question there. Now, is there a role the radiofrequency can play for hair? Yes, in hair removal, just like the lasers, that it's very good for hair removal. Now, there is a lot of studies with stem cells and hair growth, and that works quite well. I have seen very good results with that. However, I have a lecture tomorrow on the stem cells, and he talks about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and there's problems with stem cells. The first one is immunorejection. Basically, your immune system does not accept it. The second one, with embryonic stem cells specifically, is the tumorigenesis. They grow tumors. Now, there's other technologies, more new and more advanced and more kind of current, like hair growth and resonance. What's resonance? Is the process of amplification where two signals meet and they're compatible, then they amplify each other. If they're not compatible, they nullify each other. And here you see the signal transfer via resonance. You can see the protein before, and you can see how it has been transformed via energy transfer. And this is the Fred resonance transfer microscope, where you can actually see the cells kind of transferring the energy. This is how you combine different signals. It's not just one signal, it's thousands, like about 10,000, 15,000 signals that you put together in order to sort of combine them and create a resonance process. And this is a way of basically putting it together. And this is a study that we conducted with this resonance technology. This is before, as soon as we targeted the hair side, the left side, you could see the hair was standing up. Immediately it was a response. And then you could see hair growth, and the hair was growing back black, very interestingly, because this is an 82-year-old man. And you can see how the hair, with more treatments, of course, it does take time for the hair to grow. It's not going to happen automatically. And again, now you can see this is the latest after the 5th treatment. This is resonance technology, but different kind of technologies from different kind of people that have used it. And that's again, different devices, different things with resonance again. Now, again, we're going back to inflammation. All you have to remember is that aging is equal to inflammation. Disease is equal to inflammation. And again, persistent inflammation has to do with abnormal skin healing. And again, we're going through lasers, and there are problems with that. And basically, keloid scars keep coming back after laser treatments, and only about 21 to 35%. You can see difference. And you can see, of course, stem cells. But again, we have the problems with the stem cells, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there is other research with ionic currents. There is research with very low, ultra-low microcurrents that have produced an anti-aging effect, and also for wound healing, because as an antioxidant, kind of to fill in missing electrons. And again, we have that resonance, and I want to show you this, what you can see here. What you see is the cells are communicating from distance without any connection with each other through this resonance process. And it has to do with the protein folding, again, hair loss. There is a coefficient that you can actually measure that scientifically. And what it does, it uses energies below thermal noise. You can actually not feel it at all. You cannot, because that's when the signals can be transmitted into the cells. And that's a book published by Ranston, 2008. And keloids are basically miscommunications between cells and signaling pathways. And that is what the disruption of pathways, signaling pathways through the timing as well. And that's the Nobel Prize 2018 on the timing of the cells. And because the same signal emitted at different times can have different meanings, and that is very interesting. This is an article that I published along with another doctor on necrotic wounds and cancer wounds, and this is diabetic wounds before and after, keloid scars before and after, and some anti-aging effects, and that's gonna reach in the end here. This is Bell's palsy. You can see basically before and after 3 treatments. You're gonna see in a minute now. You see, that's 3 treatments. And there is long-term effects. You can see after 5 years, he looks younger than before. And pigmentations, permanent effects. This is some of the books that I've written, several articles. You can find them on Google. And thank you very much for your kind attention. You can reach me at science@elios.com if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Xanya, for sharing that very interesting information. Our next speaker is Linda Uyen from Hamburg, and she'll